upper-class fatwa on them. You know, I don't want I want my US passport, pal. That'll do for me, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And that's taken a bit of time, if you don't mind me saying so. Anyway, I met this Prince Philip. I met him at a royal garden party in Edinburgh. You know, Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, and they have a castle there, and like they do everywhere. And I'm at the garden party, and there's all these hello, upper-class people all everywhere. And there's a receiving line, and I got into trouble when I was meeting him because I wouldn't bow to this guy. You know, I'm not going to bow to anyone. You know, I'll bow to a Japanese guy, but only if he bows first. I'm not bowing to anybody. I bow to some guy because his dad was a... Get out! I bow to no man except Les Moonves and David Letterman. I bow to no one else. But everybody's bowing, and you know, I shook his hand, and I said, I'm going to the Edinburgh Festival. It's a big festival there, and I had some gigs at it. I said, I'm going to the Edinburgh Festival, Your Holy Highness, and I don't have, all the hotels are booked up, I don't have a place to stay. Can I stay in the castle? You know, I'll take a room, you know, I'll give you a couple of bucks, and I'll take my own shelf in the refrigerator, I'll mark my food, I won't take any of your stuff. It was a joke, you know. But it wasn't, I was kidding, obviously. And they rushed them up, they're like, oh, no. An hour later, I'm bound and gagged, I'm in the Tower of London. Now, I got 6 months, and then I was transported to America. I didn't get immigrate here. I think the truth is nobody in America really cares much about the royal visit. I think it's because we don't really like the idea of someone becoming a king because their father was a king. You know, we like things based on merit. I know President Bush would say that, and so would his father. And so, of course, would his father, President Bush. And now, people say that the royal family, are good for tourism in England. But I don't know, if you've been in that Buckingham Palace tour, it's pretty lame. Now, it's like going to the zoo. You know when you go to see the pandas and they're never there? They're not there. All you ever see is their dung outside. That's what... And you don't see any royals at Buckingham Palace. Just see their dung outside. Very, very posh dung, though. Much better dung than normal dung. Royal dung. Doesn't stink. So anyway, they had a... No, don't. It's one thing losing the knighthood. They'll be after me to hang, draw, and quarter me at some point. They had a reception in New York anyway for Charles and Camilla at the New York's Museum of Modern Art. 300 people were there. 300 people. Sting was there, Donald Trump was there, Yoko Ono, Joan Collins. Yoko Ono and Camilla would get on. They've got a lot to talk about, I think. They're both famous for breaking up beloved British institutions, so that would work. Hey, I'm just reporting. I didn't make it up. Camilla Parker Bowles, reportedly, she's brought along 50 dresses. 50 dresses for an 8-day trip. I know! Where's this broad think she is? Elton John? Come on! You're not in show business, lady. They've also got 20 personal servants, 50 journalists, I think. You know, they're this huge entourage, the biggest ever. I believe it breaks the record previously held by MC Hammer. Everybody's in. Now, the trip was designed to shore up Charles and Camilla's image with the American public. But only a guy born into royalty would bring hundreds of outfits and servants and 50 journalists to get in touch with the little people. You know, the little people like Donald Trump and Sting. The little people. You want to know how a guy like Prince Charles sees the world? He once said, you know, this was reported, he was quoted as saying, "I sometimes wonder if 2/3 of the globe is covered in red carpet." It's because that's how you see... You know, when I think about it now, he sounds a bit like that baby on Family Guy, doesn't he? Just the kind of thing I like in my sexy partner. Now... Oh, I love that wee baby on Family Guy. That makes me laugh. That's the funniest thing in cartoons since that coyote in the Roadrunner. I don't know why that coyote bothers. It's never going to work. Anyway, I digress. Now listen, about these royals. I consider myself an American. And I know we haven't always greeted pompous rich royalists with open arms. There wasn't always a cocktail reception. In fact, studying for my citizenship, if I remember my history correctly, there was a time when we threw people like them out of this country on their spotty, overprivileged asses. That's all I'm saying. Jolly good, let's start.